I reached out to a large group of accomplished Depop resellers asking them, what does it take to become a successful reseller? So I sent this out about a week ago to around 50 people and I only heard back from 5, but I'm going to tell you today exactly what they said. But what I sent out was, hi, my name is Evan. Currently, I'm producing a YouTube video where I interview accomplished Depop creators like yourself to gain insights into the world of Depop reselling. What do you believe it takes to become a successful Depop reseller? What's your most important skill that you have developed or utilized that you believe creates more sales? And what is one thing that you would change about my Depop to improve it? So I sent this out, only heard back from 5, but I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what they said. So this first response is from Ginks Jewelry. Hope I'm saying that right. She responded back with, hi, my name is Zorabella. I think the most important things that go into being a successful Depop reseller are listing consistently with clear and accurate photos and descriptions. The most important skill that I have developed that I believe generates more sales is taking eye-catching photos. One thing that I would change about your Depop is making your descriptions longer and including relevant keywords and search terms. Which I agree on that last part, just because I'm a little bit lazy when it comes to SEO. I've actually been listening to a few audiobooks trying to learn search engine optimization a little bit better rather than scratching at it, like the surface level of it. So that is great input. I think that's what a lot of people need to focus on as well, is photos. But let's go ahead and move on to the next response. So this next response is from Hunter Dare. They responded, hey Evan, thank you for reaching out. I became a top seller around 2 years ago. I made it my main goal for about a year and tried to source and post consistently, which eventually got me to reach that goal. To be a successful seller, you need to source, list, and ship as often as you can. There's a lot of times where I go to my thrifts and find absolutely nothing, but then I go back the next day and find some great pieces. I think that a great skill to have with this type of job is time management and trying to limit as many distractions as you can. Normally when I'm about to take pictures, I put on music and try to keep focus and not get burnt out. Also, I think your page looks great. So, absolutely agree. Sourcing is one of the biggest things that I think a lot of people miss, and a lot of people ask me about it. And it really comes down to figuring out yourself, because everyone doesn't live in the same location. So I can't give you the same advice that I use where I live. But finding that partnership or that relationship with a person who can get you those clothing, that throws them away from a thrift store, things like that, is a great find. You have to find that network and just figure out where to source pieces at a massive scale for a low price to create that profit margin. So this next response is from Wicked Rare. They said, what's up Evan? Sorry for the late response, but our DMs get a little overwhelming sometimes. I think to be a good Depop seller, you need to be communicative with your customers and your potential customers. Make sure you respond in a timely manner. Don't do what I did in regards to how long responding to this took. Make sure you always wash your clothes and always to package them nicely. Don't be the guy who doesn't ship hats in a box. One thing that I have used to utilize sales is adding new stuff as often as I can. Make sure your pieces are quality though. Take your time learning how to source. If I was you, bro, I would keep at it. It looks like you're doing all the right things. So this one, I actually read something that I found pretty interesting, because I'm the guy who doesn't ship stuff or hats in boxes. I am the guy. And I know that's bad, because I just, for the longest time, I didn't have boxes. I have them now, but I was the guy. Let me rephrase. I was the guy who didn't ship hats in boxes. So I feel bad reading this now, because it's like, duh. But yeah, I was that guy. I'm not anymore. But don't ship hats in poly bags, poly mailers, because the brim can snap. So you don't want that to happen. So that was super interesting. I like that one. Same thing. Make sure you have quality pieces on your page. The more pieces that are just garbage, it's gonna make people click off of your page and not want to scroll through it all the way and potentially find something that they actually like. So this is definitely one of my favorite responses. So this next response is from Nighttime Vintage. They said, without sounding cliche, it does require some dedication from yourself, but more realistically, money and your time. The more you put in, genuinely, the more you put out. Skills in terms of sales would just be down to consistent uploads and choice of stock, and try to find a niche to develop. So the last piece, another person did this where the next person, they also thought I was talking about Depop, the app, when it came to changes, but we're kind of seeing that consistent response of you need to be uploading constantly, which that's something I've honestly lacked as someone who is a big Depop reseller. I don't always post all the time, and that's just because I don't have a lot of time, but when I do, I notice that it does increase my sales, just because you're obviously refreshing your page with new stuff all the time. People like that, people want to come back, and you just have more chance the more you have listed. So that is a really consistent thing, and I like this response a lot because he mentions you have to put in a lot of money and time, which is true. At the beginning, I didn't want to put any money in, and recently in these past probably 3 or 4 months, I've put in the most amount of money, almost like 60 to 70% of my monthly net profit back into the business, trying to make it expand, make it scale, and it has paid off. It's actually made it more efficient for me to be a reseller because I can do it faster now. So that's something that you don't see all the time. Try to be as conservative as possible with your spending when it comes to it. You always want to try to find the cheapest option, but buy things that make it faster. Buy things that are going to help you get more exposure, find a bigger audience. It's absolutely worth it. So this last response is from Abby Pro. They said, I believe I get sales from always being responsive, kind, and shipping fast. Doing this, I believe, creates more sales. I also package my items as well as I can, and I learned how to pack better through making more sales. In the last part of it, they also thought I was talking about the app, but that's whatever. But I forgot to mention this in the last one about the packaging, but packaging your items in a professional manner goes a long way. Being able to put your logo on your packaging so people see it again after they were at your page and saw the logo there, it's going to create that memory in their mind, so they're going to recognize that brand's logo in the future. You're going to create more of a brand identity. It's going to make you look way more professional. And there's so many ways to go about this. You can target people to follow your social medias just through your packaging, just having your social medias there. So many different things, and it makes people want to buy again if the packaging really was outstanding to them. So that's something I thought was really interesting, as well as shipping fast. Nobody talked about shipping fast, and that's something a lot of people like, and that's how you get a lot of really good reviews, is shipping things fast. So those are my 5 responses from successful Depop resellers, passing along the information of what it takes to become a successful reseller. And I really wanted more people to respond, and if you're watching this and I messaged you, you know who you are. But thank you guys for the people who actually took the time to respond. I'm sure this is going to go a long way. A lot of people will highly appreciate that, because I know I do. And it shares a little bit about what I need to work on as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed, hope you learned something. Leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.